This is a disclaimer. This podcast features 4 professional idiots who share their insights and anecdotes. This podcast is intended for entertainment purposes only. This podcast represents the opinions of the guests and should not be taken as medical, legal, or professional advice.
Well, this is great because it's like 20 minutes of stuff is going to be like 4 cold opens for episodes that we have nothing for.
Assuming that someone ever posts them on the YouTube.
Yeah, I'm doing it this weekend. Shut up. I have to figure out how. Shut up. I wanted to get 4 under our belt. We have 6 now.
We have 6 now. Yeah, this will be 6.
We have 3 edited. I have 3 edited up to date now. I have to do 3 more. God, Elden Ring really is kind of cutting into my productivity.
I'm glad you're able to play it though. That's good, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should though. I mean, you should have something as your outlet. I'm sitting here playing Madden and I'll go work out. Having a little routine, having a little time for yourself is always a good thing, and nobody should make fun of you for it, even though I made fun of you for
it. Everyone should make fun of me for everything. Whether or not it's fair is different.
Yeah, he's your older brother. That's kind of what they do, though.
Yeah, he's made that way. Well, I make fun of him back. Have you listened to him talk?
I mean, yeah, right. Fuck you.
Have you listened to him talk? Wow.
I was going to say, I was talking to Ramon the other day about doing the disclaimer, and I was like, I'll just like recruit Nicole, so it's like a separate voice. Maybe it'll have, she's got a really good like customer service, talking to patients voice. And Ramon's like, oh, I don't know, maybe we should have your brother. He just kind of has that voice of listen.
Like Pat, you have the best like no nonsense voice, like
right. Yeah. Well, I always say I've got the voice and face for radio, so a podcast is perfect for me.
The voice.
Hey, careful there. We look pretty similar.
Pretty similar, but your nose isn't like at an odd angle. So
45-degree diagonal.
Yeah.
It's not that bad. You always bring it up, and no one knows until you point it out. No one would ever fucking know.
Yeah, I notice, so I've got to point it out.
I don't even notice until
I'm a crooked nose-looking dwarf at this point. I'm the tallest dwarf ever.
I was about to say I was a pretty damn tall dwarf.
Yeah, I know.
All right.
Tall dwarf, average human, either way.
Can you stop sounding like me when talking about ourselves for a minute? Have some self-esteem. You've earned it. This is called Overqualified Idiot. You know what? Actually, I just realized the title of this kind of speaks to my frame of mind. Welcome back, everyone, to Overqualified Idiots. My name is Dan Casey, MD. I am accompanied... I think this is actually the same group as the first episode. This is the first time we've had us 4 together, right?
Yeah.
Back since the first week?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm joined by Ramon, Farmdy.
Hi.
Ben, our resident rocket scientist.
Hello.
And Patrick, I almost said Patrick Esquire, but Patrick Casey Esquire, or JD as he likes to be called now.
Or PJ, either way.
Or PJ, that's right. I could have been my middle name is James. I could have been DJ, and it never occurred to me until I was like 18 that I could be DJ. And then it lost all of its appeal.
It's hard enough to decide whether you wanted to be called Dan or Daniel, let alone have an initials.
Oh, that's
nickname.
True.
Yeah.
I'm still Danny to Mom, and I am Danny until the day I die.
Yeah, Dan, Danny, Daniel. Yeah.
Nobody else call me Danny. I will end you. Don't do it.
Well, if you did go by DJ, we'd probably start calling you DJ Casey and follow you around with a hip hop phone.
That's
Whatever you say, Danny.
No, fuck you. I knew it, Ben. I knew you were going to do it.
Ow.
Yeah, it's interesting because like college, especially if you go away to college, it's like a chance to like renew your identity or start over or what have you, clean slate, so to speak. And that was when I transitioned from being called Daniel to Dan. because I knew in my heart of hearts I was going to become a doctor because I love alliteration and I wanted to be Dr. Dan.
Or do you think you just at that point in your life you became a man who wanted to be called Dan?
Dan the man. That's that. That was what I was in the dorms too. I remember Dan the man. I'm like,
He is the man who is Dan.
So small talk.
And then you became Dr. Steak Baby.
That's true. Oh my God, we haven't talked about Steak Baby's story. All right,
Nope.
I'm gonna.
And maybe that could be a teaser for sometime later. Just people should know. Dan has a plaque that says Dr. Steak Baby on it.
Yeah, it's right in front of me on my desk. It's Dr. Steak Baby, MD, Fish Tank, Chief of Medicine. Except Fish Tank is spelled with a PH.
Of course it is.
There's 2 stories in that. So I'm going to save... How about I save one of those? I'll save the Steak Baby tease, because that's a good one. Fish Tank is a little more convoluted. Ramon, do you want to tell this one, or you want me to? Because
I mean, there's not much of a story for the Fish Tank. It was the house that we rented in college, and this house was a duplex, and it was raised. I don't know how you describe that, but it was a raised house.
Yeah, it was like chest high.
Yeah, like a chest high wall almost. But around the perimeter of the house was a chest high wall of rocks that were multicolored, and the previous owner of the home would just use up extra paint, just random colors of paint, and so it kind of was like a rainbow wall of all these different colored stones, and they're kind of large rocks, but honestly it looked like the pebbles in a fish tank, so we referred to our house as the Fish Tank, and that's where we lived for 5 years, 6 years.
It was 5 years, yeah.
5 years, yeah.
It was our senior year of college all the way through grad school.
But it was a lot of fun.
And we call it Fish Tank with a PH because we held fish-themed parties, the band Fish, and we played their music while dancing. Eventually,
we are so cool.
Yeah, we're so cool. It's if the Grateful Dead had children that became musicians and continued on with 12-minute-long song solos.
And didn't have John Mayer in the band.
That's not even the best part of the story, though, is like when we were in the dorms and your car, Johnny Blaze, that old, what was the type of car again?
It was a Chevy Blazer. It was a 1994 Chevy Blazer, and it was, my brother purchased it from someone when he was in college, and he didn't have use for it, so I was able to inherit it off of him. So I had a set of wheels as a freshman in college, and that was amazing.
Yeah, that was great. We got to go places and do things.
Yeah, so we drove all around in that car, but it was a 1994 Chevy Blazer. It was all black. It had little grills over the rear taillights, so it just was this kind of evil-looking car.
I was going to say the paint was peeling, too. It had kind of a, malignant look to it.
I feel like that, yeah, it's very malignant.
Or malevolent.
Like
malevolent? That's not the right word.
Malevolent.
That car rolls around the corner and nothing good can come out of that car, and then us dorks hop out. Hi guys.
Hi. Yeah, wearing t-shirts and basketball shorts. Hey.
Yeah, I had a dirty ponytail at the time.
That's right. God,
yeah.
I missed the ponytail.
I knew you apparently before and after your ponytail phase.
Oh my God, I kind of miss the ponytail a little bit. You can bring that back anytime soon?
No, my wife will leave me. I brought it up, and she's like, "No, I would leave."
So, anyways, besides that tangent, the best part of that story was that your garage that Johnny Blaze lived in was across the street from that house. So inevitably, we always had to drive past it. And for 3 years, we would drive past that house and be like, "We're gonna live there someday."
As a joke,
we're gonna live there. Yeah, that multicolored rock house.
Because this house was like right on the corner of campus, so like you could.
Oh yeah, you could walk,
and you could throw a rock and hit the sign that says the University of Arizona.
Yeah, exactly.
It was awesome.
And we joked about that for 3 years, and then lo and behold, we were house hunting, and we had I think Patrick actually reviewed a couple of leases for us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you, sir, for that. Because the first one we ran by him, Pat was like, "Please don't. This is a terrible, terrible lease."
Yeah, Pat, can you tell me? Do you remember that phone call? You called someone and they were really friendly, and then a manager picked up the phone and was like, "Who are you?" or something like that. How was that from your perspective?
To the best of my recollection, this is not like as ingrained in your brain as it is in mine. It probably went something like, so I need to talk to somebody about some of these lease terms and some additional terms. And they said, oh, let's get you to that person right away. Great. And then I get on the phone with them and I said, hi, yeah, you're looking to rent to my little brother. And I was looking over this lease and I have some concerns here I want to discuss with you. And then they just immediately shut me down and say, well, we're not negotiating the lease. And I went, oh, okay. So you're not going to agree to change any of the terms whatsoever? Not at all. You sign the lease and you rent the property. I mean, why are you even calling me? I'm like, oh, because I'm going to tell my brother not to rent from you, and anybody who talks to me, I would never let them rent from you because you're a bad landlord. You have a great day. Click. That's pretty much how it went, because they were just super hostile that I would ever even propose that there be like just a couple of different language changes. You know, like when you have a landlord that has a lease that says they can come into your house anytime they fucking want to, I really got a problem with that. They should.
And that's not even like, that's not legal, is it?
No, it's not. And that's why I was suggesting that, maybe I just talk to them and we can bring these up to like basic legal standards. And they're like, nope. And I'm like, fuck no, don't rent from these people.
And Ramon, I don't know if I ever brought this up to you. You remember Dalton from the dorms?
Vaguely.
Yeah.
Oh, he played trombone, right?
Yeah, and
My defamation exclaimer, you're naming an actual person that could be identifiable. Go.
Okay. Yeah.
Is Dalton, who plays trombone, enough of an identifier?
Yes.
Oh, snap. I mean, he played the kazoo. Yeah, that guy Dalton, he could rip on a kazoo.
Oh my god. So he rented from that same company. And I remember 2 separate postings where he posted pictures of like a centipede and a snake in the house of that company. And he was like, greatest landlords in the world. Second time we've asked for this house to be inspected and to have an exterminator. Still nothing 2 months later.
So you know what? I gave you guys good advice is what you're saying. That's what I'm hearing you say. It's like, thank you so much, Patrick, for helping us avoid these, horrible humans. Yeah, okay. All right. I'm glad.
You know what? I don't think we ever sent you like a formal thank you card.
No, you better. You were trash. I mean, I did that pro bono. So.
Yeah.
I didn't even get a fucking like, hey Patrick, let me buy you a beer for reviewing this lease and having us avoid horrible living conditions. But
you're a good man, Pat.
I know me. I don't have a good memory of the situation, but I know I thanked you. I didn't do anything more than that, but I know I thanked you. Also, I invited you to this podcast. So
Many years later, you got invited onto the podcast to tell the story.
Right, there it is. Ta-da!
So, segue to the topic of the day. End of days. At the time of this podcast, some crazy things are happening in the world. Was it a week ago, I think now?
Yep.
Basically,
February 24th.
Yeah. Basically, we're at a point in history where we're living through a historical event. And before that happened, this topic was already chosen as far as how do you think the world's going to end and what do you think your role in society is going to be? What do you think your job change? How do you think you're going to be useful and how do you think you're going to survive the post-apocalyptic scenario or, nuclear winter or what have you? I don't like that became more relevant, but I figured we'd roll with it.
To be fair, this is not like, how is the world going to end? No. This is, all right, the world ends. We're living in Mad Max or Fallout or what have you.
Exactly.
How are you going to remain relevant?
Yeah, my job, and I picked this style because obviously my career choice is phenomenal. I can talk a little bit about what areas of medicine are useless in a post-apocalyptic scenario and which are actually helpful. But I don't have a lot to say. I'm still going to have value and use. They're not going to, the cannibals, that's not a word, are probably going to keep me alive for some reason. But I wanted you guys to either expound on how you think the world is going to end, and how are you going to be relevant?
The cannibals?
I know, I don't know where my tongue.
He left his brain in bed.
I know. I'm sorry. I was late to the podcast. I'm very tired. My coffee hasn't started working yet.
Well, I did make my technicians kind of gasp, or at least check on me, pat me on the shoulder, and be like, "Ramon, are you okay?"
Oh, I want to hear
Because
this.
we talked to there was a moment of downtime at work, and that rarely happens at my pharmacy. It's always pretty busy, but it was at night, and we were just sort of catching up on a couple of things. Didn't have any customers at the window or in the drive-through for once, so we were able to just do some filing and do some odd things here and there to kind of catch up. And so my technicians were talking about the recent world events, and I made a comment like, I never really realized I would be living in a time where the threat of nuclear war could be very real. I thought maybe that was just over with the Cold War, and we just decided that we'd be beyond that option. It's kind of weird now that we're in a period of time where that is an option that could happen. And so I was working and we were talking, and I already told my text, I was like, yeah, and you know what? My wife and I already had kind of a half serious conversation about, should the bombs start to fly, that we have a conversation ahead of time, which we did at that moment, just to say, hey, we love each other, because in that moment when the bombs start to fly, likely we'll get a text, some sort of text message. There's an alert. Likely the phones will be jammed, so we won't be able to reach each other. And likely I'll probably be at work in the pharmacy. To which my texts are already like, oh man, that's really dark. And I was like, yeah, but you know what though? It may not be so bad, because likely we'll get the text alert that the bombs are coming in. And I'm pretty sure at that time I'll be getting yelled at in the drive-through about something, about someone's oxycodone or some sort of, nonsense thing. But then it won't really matter. It'll be kind of nice. It'll just be a brilliant, bright flash of light, and I'll just hold my hands out, embrace oblivion.
God.
My texts are like, "Whoa, dude, are you okay?"
It's like I was thinking that I've got to lighten myself up and not be the serious one here. I can't top
Damn.
that. There's going to be no chance that I'm going to be that serious.
It might not be so bad. We get the alert, the bombs are coming. I go high five all my texts and go say, "It's been great, guys," and then we just kind of give a thumbs up to each other and get vaporized.
It's Jesus.
As I'm getting yelled at about a copay at the counter.
Right, Ben? Don't look up.
Yep.
Like they're just sitting at dinner table eating their food, and the asteroid just destroys the world, and they get blown out of the dining room. Yeah, I just think that I just envision like Mr. Magoo or Dr. Bean or Mr. Bean like bumping into the wrong button, and then all of a sudden, world nuclear war breaks out. Like some dumbass hits the wrong button, and then the next person hits the wrong button, and then the next thing you know, everybody's dead. I mean, that's just kind of what I envision.
Isn't that the theme of a song, 99 Red Balloons, where it's like a German song where
99 Luftballons?
Luftballons.
Yeah. The song's about the song's about nuclear warfare and the balloons are the missiles in the sky or something like that.
Basically, somebody's radar.
You took my joke and made it all serious again. God damn it.
Well, what I was gonna say though was that Ramon, your envision just. First off, are you okay? Damn.
Don't worry, folks. I'm fine. I sometimes have a dark sense of humor.
You're not gonna die. They're at least not immediately. They're not gonna bomb Phoenix.
Palo Verde?
Don't give them ideas.
What's that?
Palo Verde nuclear power plant. Luke Air Force Base.
Or maybe something happens to go off course.
I gotta tell you, you overvalue some of those targets. I mean, the target-rich environments are pretty coastal in nature, with a very few exceptions. So, but
yeah, that's true.
I can't remember. Somebody was telling me Tucson was probably a bigger target because of Raytheon and the military base out there, and there's an Air Force base out there, I believe. But yeah, that's not far.
Yeah, but nuclear fallout's a bigger problem, to be fair.
Yeah. What I was going to say, Ramon, your story did remind me. There's a meme of somebody who was talking to a bomb disposal expert who's like, how do you not get stressed out under pressure? Because you sound so calm and almost positive during, nuclear winter.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, I'm either right or suddenly it's not my problem.
Oh, that's amazing. I love that.
That's a pretty good outlook.
Yeah.
It's very optimistic. It's just not something I would expect you to be optimistic
Well, honestly,
about.
I would even if the blast didn't immediately vaporize me, I'd probably take the radiation burns over having to deal with some of the complaints I get. I figure I can close the pharmacy and take the day off if half my skin's melting off. Right? They can at least do me that favor.
I don't know. You gotta talk to your retail overlords about that.
Yeah, that retail company would probably make you work through it. Yeah, totally. I know where you work, and I'm thinking, yep.
Yeah, considering I have a full amount of PTO I can't take off, they probably would. They just let me keep me working with half a face. That's all right. I'd still provide service with a smile.
Ben, tell me, and for listeners, if you ever want to be paranoid for the rest of your life, tell me about coronal mass ejections.
So, I am not a planetary scientist or stellar scientist. And I mean that in like the sun star sense, not like a good one. But, so, actually, very recently...
Coronal mass ejections are large expulsions of plasma and magnetic field from the sun's corona. Corona has a different feel there. Eject billions of tons of coronal material and carry an embedded magnetic field. Okay, so yeah, just like you said, basically the sun...
It's super highly charged particles.
Yeah,
the sun burps or farts.
An EMP towards the Earth.
Didn't we experience that like 3 or 4 years ago where it affected systems in various countries? I don't know how much impact it had here, but I just remember something like that actually happening.
Well, I remember this thing happened in the night, like the big one, when we talk about like, post-apocalyptic, what's going to fry all of technology on the planet. One happened in the early 1900s that like killed all of the, oh my god, what is that technology called? Where you send things in Morse code?
Telegraph?
Yeah, telegraphs. They fried a bunch of the telegraph stations, which nowadays, I don't know if you guys are aware, a lot of things run on electricity. So I've read the estimates, and they think that if an EMP, or rather a coronal mass ejection, hit the Earth, it would set us back 50 years before we got to exactly where we are in terms of technology and advancement.
Note that, one, these run on cycles. Like, the sun has to actually be, like, very active for these to really be crazy and bad. Yeah. 2, space is extremely big, and this has to burp in the proper direction, and then we have to pass through it. So the likelihood of that is very, very, very low. Also, we have an atmosphere that does, in fact, diffuse, and a Van Allen belt that does, in fact, diffuse some of these things. And once again, if I'm doing this from mostly recollection of it, so if I'm getting stuff wrong and we have people who know better, I'm sorry. But
sorry, we're human, and that's not his area of expertise. But sure, go ahead and leave.
Space.
Go ahead and leave comments. It's fine.
We'll pin them, and then everybody can argue with each other, and then that'll be great.
Yeah. That's what the comment section's for, is keep them fighting each other. It's good. So, what do you think? I think is a good segue. We've talked about a couple scenarios. Whether it's Mad Max style, new post-nuclear winter, or all of technology is useless and we become, not mutants, but nobody's evolving superpowers here, but assuming people are technology-less and we descend into chaos. What is your role, and what do you think you're going to do? How do you think you're going to fare?
Yeah, I'll go first. So, provided that I don't immediately get vaporized in the pharmacy, or suffer from radiation burns and collapse dead on the counter. I really don't know if there's much role for me in the post-apocalypse. I think like immediately my pharmacy gets raided, they steal all the drugs, probably like force me to open the safe to get whatever drugs they want from in there, and that's kind of my part. So afterwards, I don't know what role I get to play in a post-apocalyptic society. I might just end up getting like captured by cannibals and maybe being fed in a cage for a while to become their like prized human pig. maybe I get put in a couple of like cannibal fair livestock competitions. I feel like I'd place at least 3rd or 4th, so might get a ribbon. I'll take it.
But don't they only really sell the prize pig. Like, nobody wants the third place pig.
Well-
so it's just like, oh, well, we'll try again next year.
That's a good place for you then. That's a safe place.
Maybe fourth or third is not bad. I get the pride of getting a ribbon, but I'm not quite the champ yet, so no one wants to eat me yet. So they still keep me around and keep feeding me. Like, I don't know what's left at that point. Like, just top ramen or like pastaroni, whatever will hold. Or maybe
Ben,
irradiated
I
beans.
gotta say, that's a great take. I was about to say, I was like, Ramon, you could definitely be a blue ribbon pig.
Thank you, Dan. I appreciate your compliment. But I don't think I'm not quite champion material yet. So, it'll give me something to look forward to once the world ends. So,
Jesus.
All right,
Oh,
so
man.
as a retail pharmacist, Ramon's role will be fourth place pig.
yeah, I'll take it.
That's not where I thought this was going. Sorry.
Not quite best in show. Like third best in show. I'll take it.
Patrick, what? Oh man, that one did me.
Oh, I'd love
Right.
to see Cannibal Court. I can't wait to see what.
Yeah,
what
what is Cannibal Court
You're
look
funny.
like?
Well, I mean, other than becoming Judge Dredd, but no. I think realistically, I'm the second in command of some group of a living group, and then once the person who's in charge upsets everyone else, inevitably we overthrow him, and I become the benevolent dictator of whatever living group I'm a part of. I mean, I think that's fair.
Well, do you think you try to recreate some sort of legal system though? Or do you think you try to like create a band of lawyers for like the Raiders?
Are you kidding me?
No,
Are you kidding?
You don't think there's an
The
angle
first
there?
first people we're getting rid of are the lawyers.
Uh,
I mean, that's why our society is so complicated as it is right now.
Basically, the bombs fall. The first thing you do is find everything that says that you're a lawyer and burn it.
I think that'd be a wise decision. But I mean, everybody in this area knows who I am. I mean, that I am an attorney, but I mean, I'm respected. So we would all try to work together for the benefit of the group of people that are in this particular area that are hopefully unaffected by nuclear fallout or the zombie apocalypse or whatever. And we try to create a new society that's still fair and reasonable. I mean, there are very good people that live in where I live, and I firmly believe that, working with other people is necessary, especially in a post-apocalyptic world, for survival.
Yeah.
I mean, isn't that what we're trying to continue to do, is perpetuate the human race? My fear is we're just going to shit on the planet for so long that there's no opportunity for that when it gets really bad. So
Yeah, but that's not the fun extinction. We're not going to talk about the
So,
Yeah,
whoa.
I know.
It is the fun extinction because then we get the post-apocalypse where Wall-E happens.
Oh god! All right. Where we're all in space and our space chair is too fat to move.
that's kind of me right now, but just on Earth. So I wouldn't mind. Like, kind of nice.
Oh god!
Except instead of a cat named Shakma, you get this little adorable robot. that goes,
Shakma 37B. I don't know what that sounds like. A robot.
Shakma 37B.
Is that's how you name robots, right? You just
way
write
better than
letters.
BB-8. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So Ben, what are you doing? What are you doing in the apocalypse?
I mean, I think I know enough random things that I could probably make myself useful, like in like a Fallout situation or what have you. Like I'm the guy who they keep around because like maybe I can fix things, but I know things. So I guess maybe I'd become some like decrepit village elder kind of thing where I just the wisdom of the tribe.
Fast forwarding 40 years, he knows what electricity is. He's seen it.
Yeah, exactly. Telling the stories to all the kids who were born after the blasts. Three-Eyed Willie and
It got multiple eyes now.
I was about to say two-armed. Why, yes, that is what normal people have.
I don't know how you live your life, but I also have two.
Wait. Uh-oh.
So,
Dan, I may need to see a doctor about something.
go find a different one. God. I gotta say, as a sidebar, I am so tired of everyone, and I mean it, everyone I know. Hey, can I ask you a question? Fucking no, I'm off the clock. No.
No,
I was gonna say you're gonna be in
no.
high demand in a post-apocalypse.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
it's my turn.
100%.
I guess it's my turn. Yeah, medicine never goes away. Health never goes away. It probably becomes more relevant in post-apocalyptics. Depending on how you're talking about it. Really, sports medicine actually is pretty damn safe in terms of job security in the post-apocalyptic world. You don't stop breaking bones or twisting ankles. You don't really stop having joint problems or muscle problems. My job security, obviously my job description changes and medicine as a whole changes, but I think wildlife medicine is probably the safest bet, which I have a fair amount of experience in. But that's the one thing, it's just wilderness medicine. What does the environment become in a post-apocalyptic world? Well, the entire world becomes wilderness. So it's just a matter of survival medicine.
I was gonna say, yeah.
I've got a friend who would be real good at that.
Oh, yeah, you were telling me that. What were you saying, Ramon?
Yeah, I wonder if that would change your treatments, because you'd have to you wouldn't have a whole lot to work with. You'd be able to tell tales of you see people. There was once a time when there was a thing called penicillin,
cortisone shots.
Right, exactly. You don't have that anymore, so you have to get creative with mud.
I just see mud.
Leeches.
But I mean, come on! In a post-apocalyptic world, books still are a thing, and you can still read about it.
Oh yeah.
You just need to find somebody who can find the right materials. That's the big problem.
Like making or finding the materials for a syringe, for example, are not hard. Making the medicine is obviously the big, barrier to entry in terms of antibiotic treatment. You just have to scrounge for what you can find that's left over, which isn't going to be a lot. So when we're talking about care, you're talking about joint immobilization. In fact, I can't remember the anthropologist who says, what's the first sign of humanity or society when we become a society? And her response to that question wasn't about, working together, or tools, or, living in huts. It was the sign, it was the skeleton of someone from 7,000 BC. No, it was way more before that. Anyways, numbers aside, it was a sign of a broken leg. And it was that, basically, when you break a leg in the wilderness, when you're a wild animal and you break a bone, it's a death sentence. You need to immobilize all bones. Doesn't matter how old you are. If you're 8, if you're 18, you need minimum 6 weeks to fully heal. That being said, you can't stay immobilized in the wilderness, in the wild, for 6 weeks. So you have to have somebody who carries you, immobilizes or splints that, bone or joint, and then takes care of you for 6 weeks until you're back up on your feet. So really, that's where medicine started. That's where society started. So that's where my role was going, because if you talk about what is a nuclear holocaust, it's going back to our roots of when did we first start relearning how to be humans in a society again.
Or if it's zombies, the zombie breaks the leg. Well, you swore an oath, do no harm. So
I said do no harm to humans. If you want to open up an ethical debate on if a zombie is a human, let's do this.
Yeah.
As a side note, it seems it was Margaret Mead who said that.
Yeah, Margaret Mead.
A healed femur.
Yeah, Margaret Mead is a very quotable person. Yeah, anyways. But yeah, medicine's not going away. I'm fortunate in that sense, because when you talk about what is going to stick around, it's what's always been around. So, unfortunately, rockets and pharmacies haven't been around. I picture a caveman going ooga booga hurt. Go to farm. Ramon.
Go to Rite Aid. Get snacks at counter while wait. 2 for 1. Hostess.
Farm man. Where's soda?
Where's soda?
Well, I'm just a simple caveman lawyer. So.
Well, you just ask him, you do it? No? Okay, all right.
It's just a year after nuclear winter and everyone's talking like that, and Patrick's just like...
Or it's just us. It's just us and a dozen other people. Everyone speaks perfectly fine.
Oh, man. Yeah, zombie apocalypse, that's another thing. I mean, that sidebar I have for that is just how wild the fungus... I don't know if everybody has heard about this. There is a fungus that grows and can actually... fungus that can grow and essentially zombify and take control of an ant.
Oh, I've heard of this.
Yeah, can you look it up really quick? While I'm basically the thing is it grows into the ant's brain, so it's not like it spreads throughout its body. It just controls the motor cortex, and here's a whole new level of horror that horror writers need to tap into. The ant still has whatever version of a frontal lobe it has. It's completely cognizant of what's happening. The fungus is just controlling its brain, its motor cortex, so it's just a puppet in its own body. Oh, wow. All right. You linked it, and I have no idea. Ophiocordyceps unilateralis.
Insect pathogenic fungus.
Yeah, so that's interesting. And, you bring up zombie apocalypse in media. Everybody's like a zombie. It's a bacteria or a virus. But fungus is the one that's actually done it in nature. And The Last of Us is a video game where it's a fungus that causes it. That's actually probably the more likely scenario.
Yeah. I wonder, though, what the fungus does with your body once it takes over. And if you're still conscious of this, I wonder if you get fed up with the routine. So, let's say your fungal overlord, just keeps making the same cup of coffee every morning, or some sort of mundane routine task, or
coffee and grits for breakfast again,
or makes you wash, or makes you wash a pot over and over again, and if you're still conscious and aware of it, you just got to be like, great, all right, I guess we're doing this again. Yeah, sure, let's wash the pot, for the 30th time today. Because it's a fungus. I don't know what agenda it has, and I wonder if you begin to resent, the fungus. Not so much that it's taken over your body and you can't control it, just more so that you're just not doing anything, interesting. You never go on any trips or do anything. It's just this
bored
fungus.
Zombie.
Ramon, I think you just described most people careers. They just don't invade your body.
Thinking marriages, but either way.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. So what if the fungus takes over and you find another fungus, bride that's also been taken over? You don't really like this bride, but you have no control over it because the fungus is at the wheel.
You're like each other.
I guess the fungus like each other. You just have to live with it, I suppose.
Well, Ramon, I've got good news for you. The process leads to mortality taking 4 to 10 days, including a reproductive stage where fruiting bodies grow from the ant's head, rupturing to release more fungus spores.
Okay, so it doesn't last very long. But that's still a week of being great, we're washing the same pot again. Awesome. This is so riveting. Thank you,
Picture a little
Overlord.
ant's kitchen.
We could go on a trip
for
somewhere.
Ants. Yeah, we could go. God, I don't visit my
friends anymore. Or what if the ant gets bored? Yeah, what if the fungus keeps having the ant lift the same leaf over and over again, and he's just like, really? Can we lift another leaf with this one again? Oh my god, this fungus! I swear.
Just picturing ant life as a mini human version of life is funny to me.
Yeah, so. I just love the idea of this ant just being inconvenienced by this fungus.
Just oh, thank God, this is only going to last 7 days, and then I'm dead.
Seriously, this is awful. This is really boring.
Yeah, I think you just described a lot of people's careers and our home lives. I'm trapped. I'm doing the same shit.
Did you just? I think you just described my life. It's just I wake up, I make coffee, I make breakfast, I go to work, I come home, I work out. Maybe I play a few video games or talk to somebody. I go to sleep, and then I do it for 5-6 days a week.
Oh, that's why why your voice sounds like that. Got it.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Sorry, I feel bad about that one.
It's called being an adult. I mean, it's just the reality of it, unfortunately.
I remember being kids and wanting to grow up. That was a mistake.
Yeah, that was a huge mistake.
Yeah.
It's like being told about a movie and hearing the movie's really good and then going to see the movie and it's absolute garbage. That's what adulthood is. So, yeah, the world ending, probably not going to be zombies. Probably going to be, I envision humans causing our own demise. Because, with global climate change and the, rising coastal sea levels and the various things that are coming about, I think humans are inevitably going to cause their own demise somehow. Because, we're just going to try to... either we're not going to respond, which is what our MO has been up to this point, or we're going to over-respond when it's too late and make the situation worse or something. Rising sea levels, what are we going to do? Well, nuke the bottom of the sea, make it deeper, or something. I don't know.
Like the plot of the Godzilla movie. I kind of love that. I don't want to be around for that. That'd be an awesome way to go.
I still think a global killer asteroid is far more likely than us doing it to ourselves, something random that we have no control over. And yeah, I think Don't Look Up. Don't Look Up seems pretty plausible to me.
I'd have to watch it because like that's like people's response to things like global warming and the pandemic, where you just bury your head in the sand.
Two things to note about that movie. One, I really liked it. Two, it was written before the pandemic. It also just so happens to apply to it. Three, it's actually about global warming.
Yeah, it happened to like just appear during the pandemic.
Yeah. But yeah, no, we're working on a lighter note. We are working on ways to prevent things like that. We've got many. I don't remember the exact numbers, but the planet killer asteroids. Don't ask me how we know what percent of them we know about, but I believe it's some statistics shenanigans. But many of the biggest ones we know and can track, and at least for the next 100 years of what we know of, we're safe. But
isn't it just that Jupiter is our savior in that its gigantic gravity pull and sheer size has protected us
and the moon. But which is why in Don't Look Up they switched it. It was going to be a meteor, and they switched it to a comet because it's more likely that just some comet shoots in from the outer solar system, and we're just like, doop doop. This is not good.
Yep.
So, but yeah, I mean, that's possible. But we also, end of last year, NASA launched a mission called DART, the Double Asteroid Redirect Test.
Okay.
Where they're going. It's not an asteroid that is in any way on a course with Earth. In fact, it is a moon around an asteroid. It's a tiny asteroid around a slightly bigger asteroid. And they're literally just going to slam a spacecraft into it to see if they can slightly alter its orbit.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
I
like it.
Oh man, what's that movie where they send drillers up onto an asteroid?
Don't. I watched that movie.
Ben has a problem.
And I will not Deep Impact.
Armageddon. Yeah, the greatest American story ever told.
Up until they launched the rocket, that movie's fine. I paused it and went, this movie's not bad. Why is there an hour and a half left?
No, that movie's pretty terrible, but it's fun. It's like a good, bad movie.
It's a Michael Bay film, so you know.
It's good times.
But like, when we tried to sample an asteroid before, everything we thought that would work, like putting little grappling harpoon hooks to, get ourselves onto it, that didn't work, which means there is a world in which this double asteroid redirect test, where we try to slam into this moon, and it just like Roadrunner and Coyote Looney Tunes is like straight through, and just has a dart-shaped hole in the asteroid because it's actually, a bunch of rubble that's just
coalesced. Well, that's less reassuring.
So,
sidebar about Armageddon. Apparently, I can't remember which actor went up to him and was like, "Wouldn't they just teach astronauts how to drill and not send drillers?" And Michael Bay's response was, "Shut the fuck up."
Yep. Yeah, it should be. Yeah, that's a nerd question.
Wouldn't it be easier to teach extremely, extremely intelligent and educated people how to be good drillers than teach really good drillers how to be astronauts?
Shut up, nerd.
The answer is yes.
Oh.
Shut the fuck up.
I think the answer is shut up, nerd.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, who needs accuracy in movies? It's fine. I'm trying to escape.
It makes for a better story.
Yeah, there's never been I was just thinking just before the podcast that the only thing that I've ever seen in a legal movie or cop movie that is accurate is when people go and visit people in, jails and they're behind a glass wall with the phone. That's the only thing that's accurate. Everything else you should question.
Well, hold on.
It's all a bunch of bullshit.
I haven't even announced the topic for next week. It's going to be media, so save your criticisms. Yeah. How are we each portrayed in the media, and how accurate are they, and what do you got to say? So just save your tangents. Those are good tangents.
I feel like it's going to be a bitter one.
I said Ben's going to have an aneurysm with how inaccurate everything ever.
Yeah. So, and it just occurred to me though, in the event of an apocalypse, we'll go with, let's just say, zombie apocalypse. I think there's a chance though that my role as a pharmacist could still be preserved. Maybe if Dan and I made like a joint clinic, like a joint practice agreement. So you still keep diagnosing, and then I just make suggestions on whatever's left in the pharmacy.
I just picture like Mad Max, like open deserts, just Sahara style sand, and then there's just this clean, pristine little clinic sized building. Dan and Ray's clinic, because you go in.
These days there are what are called collaborative practice agreements, and the pharmacist can prescribe in limited quantity, but the idea though is that the practitioner and the pharmacist work very closely to provide better care. And I think Dan, I feel like the world ends, you and I can probably revitalize medicine.
We can pull it off.
I'm just going to say one thing.
I think Pat would make a great receptionist.
I think I'm going to say one thing, and that, Ramon, that's rule 1: cardio in a zombie apocalypse.
That's true.
I'm just putting that out there.
That's true. That's
for
fair.
you, brother.
Or just get like a Segway, a scooter.
Because you talked about your pig, the pig thing. What your Mad Max role would be.
Yeah.
I just think you might end up being a zombie. I mean, you wouldn't have to worry about the pharmacy gig at that point.
Yeah, or what if we just treat the zombie? What if we?
I was about to say.
Well, what if we all become
if this is a zombie apocalypse? Are we having zombie patients come in?
Zombies. Take care of their zombies. Just deal with a lot of tissue necrosis and I don't know.
Ben will be our nurse.
Treat bone.
I don't think we can save this limb. It's like hanging on by a thread of tissue. Yeah, I know. It does look painful. With that, I think we're at time. And I think it's about time that we sign out. Or sign off. Sign out's a medical term. So, any last minute sort of tidbits or add-ons, guys? Good.
No.
The world's coming to an end. We're all going to die at some point.
That's good. So tell everyone that you love them and try to live your moments, as best as you can.
Yeah.
Everything's fine. How are you?
I'm fine. Just that dog in the room on fire.
I guess the only thing I can think of is before the bombs hit the ground, make sure you run everything you possibly can for as much water as you can before the electricity goes away.
Oh, we didn't talk about survival things. That's a good idea.
Pro tips.
Fill everything with water. Because that's going to be clean water is going to be the hardest thing to come by. Hottest commodity.
A post-apocalyptic world, no matter what the way it comes about. So,
yeah, you're right. Well, thank you guys for joining us. Thank you, listeners, for tuning in. Please remember to subscribe to whatever podcast platform you follow on. Like, follow, comment, whatever. If I think this is going on YouTube. I'm going to put this on YouTube. So feel free to share your thoughts, ideas, things you guys want to hear about. Thank you to our sponsors, if we have sponsors. And yeah, tune in next week. I've already kind of spoiled what it'll be about, but yeah, our jobs in media and how accurately we feel we're portrayed. But until next week, tune in every week, same time, Sundays. We drop new episodes.
Same bat time. Oh wait, I can't say that.
Same place. Yes, make sure you're listening in the same place every time. Otherwise, the world will end.
Sit in the chair the same way.
Don't move,
or else we
don't
won't
even fart.
Be here.
Thank you guys for tuning in, and take care.